The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by
Mingy Beef Jerky,
Clark's Pump and Shop, Whitaker Bank, Roberts Insurance, Crown Trophy, Sutherland Chevrolet, Rafferty's, Double Dogs, and by Prep Spin.
Hello, I'm Gary Ball, your host of the Scholastic Ball Report. I'm excited to welcome you to the show. We got a great lineup for you this week. As always, we have a feature from WKYT from around the state. The Roberts Insurance Team of the Week, Franklin County High School Flyer Football. Crown Trophy Scholar Athlete of the Week, Caroline Biting from Lexington Catholic, #1 in her class. From Nicholasville, we have the Sutherland Chevrolet Driver of the Week, with some great sports highlights each week. Clark's Pump and Shop legend is media personality and broadcaster Christi Thomas McGuire, back for segment number 2. But we know what you want. You want the best highlights in the state of Kentucky. We got them with Brian Milam, Lee K. Howard, and Lindsey Galt.
Only a handful of high school football games across the state tonight due to Hurricane Helene. One game in town between Boyle County and Lexington Catholic. And we have ourselves a ball game. Gary Ball, that is. Prep Spin airing the broadcast over on the CW Lexington tonight. The Rebels are 9-1 against the Knights since 2018. Baylor Murphy has a quarterback's dream. A player running downfield wide open. That's Lyndon Smith striding in for a 68-yard touchdown. 21-0 Boyle County in the first quarter. Second quarter, Boyle County getting it done on the ground. Montaven Quisenberry, he's got a seam, and you can forget about it. The West Virginia commit, 85 yards for his third touchdown of the game. Excuse me, he had 148 rushing yards just before the half. Murphy with the play-action pass. Austin Bodner, he's got a step on 3 defenders. Murphy with 259 yards passing and 4 scores. Rebels dominate 51-7, Boyle's 21st straight win.
No matter who you cheer for or what the sport,
Clark's Pump and Shop is there to support the young people who play.
Whether it's a snack on the way to the game or restocking on the way home, Clark's is the winning stop. And whether you're choosing from drinks, chips, or a one-of-a-kind crispy, crunchy chicken, you'll be a winner no matter what the scoreboard says.
Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Yeah. No, it's going okay. It's just a little harder than I thought. These bills do not stop coming.
If you're new to Medicare, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield has Medicare Advantage plans with benefits, like a Benefits MasterCard prepaid card to help with utilities.
Honey, can I call you back? I think I just opened some good news.
Never go it alone. That's our Anthem. Call 800-282-0184 to learn more.
I take care of my bone health, so I remain strong and active as I age. You can too. It is never too early or too late to start taking care of your bones. Bones provide support to keep you moving. Maintain bone strength at every age by getting calcium and vitamin D in your diet and exercising regularly. Get on your own path to good bone health. For bone health tips, visit pathtogoodbonehealth.org.
Leslie County dedicated a statue today to pro football player Tim Couch. Couch played for Leslie County High and went on to play quarterback for the University of Kentucky. Couch was then drafted first overall by the Cleveland Browns. The dedication was at the high school where former Leslie County head coach Anthony Little talked about Couch's importance in their sports history.
Tim Couch is a true icon in Kentucky and a shining example of what hard work, dedication, and a whole lot of talent can achieve.
He was recently honored at Kentucky's game against Georgia. He's being inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame.
Hello, welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report as we honor the Roberts Insurance Team of the Week, Franklin County Flyer Football. With us is football coach Eddie James and Luke Toothaker. Welcome to the show, Coach.
Yeah,
Hey
thanks for
guys,
having
thanks
us.
for having us. We appreciate you having us on.
Hey, Coach, you're off to a great start this year. You're undefeated. This is an example of your winning ways that goes back several years. Talk about that.
You know, we've really worked very hard to try to build a football program. We have talent coming in and out of our school each year, and we have a community that's behind us. But we've really invested in building a program, so each year we can be competitive. And it starts with kids like Luke. You know, Luke's been all the way through our youth league and our middle school program, and that's the success we're seeing on Fridays is a direct reflection of those guys and the younger groups putting it together and giving us a chance to win on Fridays.
Introduce your player with us today and tell us a little bit about him.
So Luke's a testament to the process. Everybody wants to talk about trust the process, and it's a cliche thing, but Luke has been that. He stepped onto our campus years ago as a little scrawny freshman, and he's just worked ever since. But as a sophomore, started playing a little bit. The season ended with an injury, but his junior and senior year, he's been a very special player for us. He's got a academy offer. He's got a Ivy League offer. That speaks to the young man that he is. He comes from a great family. But when he puts on the pads and walks on the field Friday night, he's somebody that you know you're going to get everything out of. He leaves the field every night, practice, game, whatever, knowing you got everything out of him. And he's really, really good about bringing our younger kids along. You always see him coaching kids. He lets us coach him really hard. He probably gets tired of me yelling at him, but he always shows up with a smile on his face and works his tail off.
Luke, you're a talented football player playing offense and defense. You seem to have a nose for the football. How did you become such a great football tackler?
I mean, it just came down to listening to coaching. It definitely wasn't all that. I didn't really know, early on, it's like underclassmen, what my role was going to be. But I just had to listen to the coaching, and that kind of led me to where everything is right now.
What do you focus on in your game prep each week?
I mean, definitely just taking in the offense as a whole, not just knowing my role, but my teammates' role, and just watching players who I'm going against, and seeing if there's little things I can pick up on, and what I can capitalize on.
Do you have any specific game this year that was your best, or are you still shooting for your best?
I'm definitely still shooting for my best. I do think I'm starting to improve each week. Last week was probably my best game so far, but I think my best game's still ahead of me.
What's your favorite thing about playing for Franklin County High School?
Definitely just the culture, and it runs so much deeper than just like being on the field and the football team. I mean, we all hang out, outside of school and everything. It's just building those friendships and connections, and that's just it's led to so many bigger things than just being on the field. But it's also just gives like a great sense of like accomplishment. I mean, our coaches push us hard, and then I feel like we come together and work, and it's just it makes you just feel super, accomplished.
Thank you, Coach James and Luke, for being on the show today.
Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
guys for
Thank
having
you.
us. We really appreciate it.
That's the Roberts Insurance Team of the Week. We'll be right back with more. on the Scholastic Ball Report.
Founded by Kentuckians for Kentuckians, Whitaker Bank is a uniquely Kentucky bank committed to the communities it serves. At Whitaker Bank, you'll find personalized service, a dedication to excellence, and a genuine desire to help you achieve your financial goals. Visit us at any of our conveniently located branches or go to whitakerbank.com to learn how Whitaker Bank can serve you. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
I'm Richard Karn, and I love my hose. It ain't those old hoses. This is my hose. The new Pocket Hose Copper Bullet, now infused with real copper, so your water is always clean and lead-free. Just turn on the water and watch your hose grow and grow. And when you turn off the water, away it goes. Our new inner tube uses 3 layers of high-strength latex on the inside. Then it's wrapped in a new polymer filament jacket, 3 times stronger than the other hoses. And I love the oversized, easy-to-grip fittings. Get the super light 25-foot Pocket Hose Copper Bullet today for only $29.99. But wait, call now and get our Turbo Shot adjustable nozzle, absolutely free. This is an exclusive advanced release of our 2024 edition Pocket Hose. Order now.
Call 1-800-449-0346 or visit copperbullethose.com. So call 1-800-449-0346 now.
Hello and welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report as we honor the Crown Trophy Scholar Athlete of the Week. Our scholar is Caroline Biding from Lexington Catholic. She is a 3-sport participant. Welcome in, Caroline.
Thank you for having me.
About your 3-sport background in track, cross country, and swimming.
So I started swimming as a very young girl. I swam for my neighborhood pool. My just summer league, I learned how to swim out in my neighborhood pool and then started getting a little bit more competitive as I grew up. I started club swim when I was almost 11 years old, and I've stuck with that until now. And I started running. My interest began in 1st grade. We had to run the mile in PE class, and I just wanted to beat all the boys. So I really tried hard to beat all of the boys and ended up getting a pretty decent time for a 1st grader. And then my PE teacher recruited me to be on the middle school cross country team when I was in 4th grade. And then that's where my running career began. And I've been running ever since.
You're a multi-event person too. You run 2-mile, 800, and maybe sometimes 400. So you're very versatile in that area.
Yes, I love to throw in a couple of sprint, shorter races in there, but I think at heart, distance is my calling.
A little bit about your participation as part of the USA Triathlon Talent ID program.
Yes, so because I do, I run and I swim all year round at a national level, I was identified as a potential triathlete for USA Triathlon, and I was reached out to by the head of the Talent ID program this past summer, and I went to a triathlon camp with 4 other girls from around the country. I went to North Carolina for this camp, and we had some coaches who are former Olympians, and they kind of taught us about the sport of triathlon since it isn't as well known. And they tried to introduce us to the sport just to get us open to that idea and potentially pursue a pro triathlon after college.
Oh, that's great. That sounds like a great experience. So, well, let's switch gears and talk a little bit about your academics, because you're a very good student with a weighted GPA of 4.4. And also, congratulations on being ranked 1st in your class. That
Thank
is
you.
a tough feat. How do you balance your academics and the rigors of 3 sports and as a leader of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes at LCH?
So it is tough to balance all of that, but because I'm very passionate about what I do, I find time to do what I love so that I can continue to do all of the different activities. So instead of going to the gym during our free time after lunch, I'll go to the library to get some of my homework done and just be very efficient with the time that I have because there's not a lot of time in the afternoon for me to get my homework done just because of my practices. So I try to be very efficient at school and with just whatever time I have in the afternoon, I try and get everything done as quickly and efficiently as possible. And for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, it is my main passion to help other students at my school in their walk with Christ and just grow in their faith. And I think it's very important for me and for these students. So I find time with a few other students to help lead that. So we meet Wednesday mornings to plan, and then we have our meetings as the entire Fellowship of Christian Athletes on Friday mornings.
Thank you, Caroline, for being on the Scholastic Ball Report today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been such a pleasure.
It's Caroline Biding, the Crown Trophy Scholar Athlete of the Week. We'll be right back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report.
It's time for the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. Boyle County visiting Lexington Catholic. Montaven Quisenberry takes the handoff, finds a seam, and that is all he needs. 84-yard run for the touchdown. Quisenberry's third touchdown of the night. He finished the game with 148 rushing yards and a dominating win by Boyle County. That's your Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and Prep Spin.
Every 36 seconds, a vehicle is stolen in the United States. Cars are an important investment, and you have the power to protect it. Remove valuables from your car or place out of view. Roll up your windows completely. Don't leave your car running while unattended, especially during the winter. And always lock your doors and take your keys or fob with you. If you know something about a vehicle theft, call us at 1-800-TEL-NICB.
This is a public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
Sometimes in life, in order to move forward, it helps to look back, to learn from the pioneers and trailblazers,
to gain inspiration from those who came before us,
to show us what it means to act with empathy and to show that love has no labels.
Join WWE and Love Has No Labels throughout the year in celebrating people from all communities and heritages.
Because when love has no labels, that's a love we can all fight for.
Welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report for our Clark's Pump and Shop Legend segment. Today we have media personality Christi Thomas McGuire. Welcome to the show, Christi.
Oh, Gary, it's so good to be with you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate being on.
Two children who are very, very involved in sports. What advice do you give them in everything they do and what they want to do and accomplish?
You know, that's a very timely question, Gary, because I actually just went to the Death Valley Bowl over in Lincoln County, but they had a nice banquet for the 4 teams that were participating in that, and they asked me to be their guest speaker for their banquet, and they all brought their seniors with them. And at the time, I thought this is a kind of a tall order for me because I'm normally emceeing an event like that. I'm not the featured speaker, so I wasn't really sure what I could tell some high school senior football players that would be impactful and meaningful. But to your point, going through softball with my daughter, she's a sophomore this year, and we really were playing in some high profile tournaments. She plays on an older team, and we were playing before a lot of college coaches. And, what really started to strike me about that was that these college coaches care about whether or not you're a good person. They love the fact that you're a great athlete. They love the fact that you can play at a very high level. But more than anything, they want to know, are you a good person? And are you, do you have a good set of values that are somebody that they would want to have in their program? And that really got me thinking about what kind of athlete was I? Was I that way? Was I someone that was enjoyable to be around? Was I someone that even after a loss, was someone who could lose with dignity and, treated people well. And, people enjoyed having classes with me. And, so that was kind of my speech to those seniors was it's one thing for people, your legacy when you leave out of here to be that you were a really great football player. What you don't want is the but ... He was a really great football player, but, he wasn't very nice to be around. He wasn't a very nice guy. She was a really great softball player, but she just, she kind of had an attitude, and that's what that's absolutely what they will take with them and remember about you. So the advice that I really try to give them is that we win with dignity and we will lose with dignity, and more than anything, we always try to do the right thing. And we always try to be, we will always be a good teammate more than anything. Even when we're not playing very well, we're always going to put the team first. And you're just going to be a good person. So I think all of that, the universe will pay you back when you do those things.
Well, this might be the most important question I ask you because it's going to affect a lot of young ladies. But is there any advice for ladies wanting to go into sports related careers?
You probably don't have enough time for all of the advice that I could give young ladies. Well, I'll tell you about that is that there's room for you. I think that's what women need to understand, and young women need to understand is that there is room for you. And if it's a dream and it's something you want to do, it's absolutely attainable. It's more attainable now than it's ever been. And there are also ways, I think, kids these days have a totally different idea about how to market themselves than what I ever did or what I ever understand. So, I think they can find their niche. They know how to use social media. They know how to really use the digital world to try to make a name for themselves. And so I think, if I always tell young women, if you can find your niche and you can find what you're really, really good at within the sports world and be really prepared. That's the other thing I'll tell you is as a female, you have to be uber prepared every time you put yourself out there and do something to show that your thing, your stuff, and what you're talking about. So but I'll give you an example too. I said I'm still sort of trying to break barriers, and I have goals for myself that I say when I'm retired, whatever that looks like, and I'm kind of done doing some of these things I'm doing, is I'm like, I got to get myself on a chain gang. I want to be on a college. I think an SEC may be a pipe dream because I am getting a little older, Gary, but I'm like, I'd like to be on a chain gang. And so I'm already working my way into that because I'm working the chain gang at Hayes Middle School here in Lexington. And so, that's something that is kind of crazy. People are like, wait a minute, and it's like, listen, it's not a gender specific role. I know what I'm doing out here, so I can run chains and I can, run the down marker and do all those things. So I think that's where my life takes me is, can I be on, a female on a high profile chain gang somewhere and maybe break some more glass ceilings?
The infamous words of Leah Pear, move the chains, baby. Thank you for being on the show.
Chain gang. Yeah, come with me.
That's Christi McGuire. Thank you, Christi, for being the Clark's Pump and Shop Legend of the Week this week on the show.
Well, I'm so honored, and thank you so much. And I appreciate you and all your crew and everything you guys do to promote high school athletics. It's so needed, and it's great. So keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you very much. We'll be right back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report.
First, we go to North Laurel, hosting Southwestern. Jaguars back to punt in the first quarter. Snap is high over the head of Collier Mills. He kicks it out of the end zone for the safety. Warriors leading 2-0, and they would add to it. Braxton Walters bullies his way in. Southwestern up 9-0. Antoine Dumford, he's going to add to the lead. Warriors able to hold on for a 23-14 win. Over at South Laurel, John Hines in his hat, hosting his former team, Pulaski County. Late second quarter, Kaysen Brock runs into the end zone. Watch him drag defenders with him along the way. Maroons led 35-0 at the half. Third quarter, Winston Ford. His name is Ford, but he runs like a Ferrari. All the way to the end zone, 49-0. Pulaski County rolls 49-7.